I think it's very important that we are very honest with ourselves and our feelings. I think as optimistic people, I'm a forever optimist. People will tell you that you have to always think positive and think on the bright side. And I 100% believe that as well. But I also think it's very important for us to connect with our insights and our thoughts and our feelings so that we can grow from that. So journaling, in my opinion, is a way to be very honest. It's a way to give whatever's going on in your head, in your heart, it can be on paper. You can translate those feelings onto paper. And I think it's so powerful that you can remember, go back and recall and remember those things. Anyway, I'll talk about that later. But essentially, guys, the Affirmation Journal, in my opinion, is more of a tool that you use to affirm everything you want in your life, everything that you believe is possible for your life. This is what this is for. But the journal is more of, well, what's going on in your heart right now? How do you feel right now? What's going on right now? The Affirmation Journal is how you feel and what you're doing to, what you're gonna do to make this happen. And this is like, oh my God, the struggle is real. Or my struggle is amazing. Or I don't know how to feel, but I wanna put this onto paper. And that's why I think this is so powerful. Now, a really quick backstory, you guys. I kept a journal in middle school and high school. I kept a journal for almost 10 years and I stopped. I stopped doing it when I was in college, which I don't know, neither here nor there. And I kept doing it on and off, but this is the first time I've been very consistent since 2011-ish or so, around that time. So it's been really nice to kind of, remember like how important journaling was to me, because this became a friend in a way to me, because it was someone that I could tell everything to and they won't judge me. That's how I felt about journaling. So some tips that I have for you guys about starting a journal. First, you guys, I really recommend that you get a nice pen. Oh, let me show you mine. So I have the Pilot G2 ink, I don't know, this gel pen, but it's a 0.07 font or tip. So it glides really well. I like nice pens when I'm writing. I also like to be very consistent with my writing. I don't like different types of ink in my journals. I like to keep things as consistent as possible. Another tip I have for you guys when you're starting your journal is to be very intentional about the type of journal that you use. I got this one from Target. I like it. It's my second one that I have for the year. This lasts about 4 months if you write in it every day, and I'll talk about that, which is nice. That's kind of nice too. Fine, cool. But yeah, great. That's all I have to say. But just find something that's really nice. Don't find anything too thick, because that can kind of discourage you. You kind of want to change up your journals every so often, every few months. But I think this one is, 240 pages, which is perfect. Something like that is great. When I was younger, I actually did use this type of book. I used a composition book, and this would go about every 3 months. Now guys, when you're journaling, I think it's important to establish some rules. What is it about journaling? What are you gonna do to make it consistent? So some of the rules that I've had, I established when I was in high school, so when I was a teenager, and I do to this day. First, my date. I'm very intentional about the date. I use the day, the month, the number, and the year. And I used to do just the actual date, not the weekday, the type of day, like Wednesday, Thursday. And I decided to do that because, things are different on a Friday versus a Monday, So that helped a lot. Another rule that I created for myself is I do 1 page back and forth, at least 1 page back and forth. And I do this because, in my opinion, it allows me to establish my entire day and how I felt. And then I think it's just enough space for me to talk about my feelings. That's really it. Another rule that I established for myself, and this is something that I recommend for you guys too, is what you're gonna write about. So a lot of people are very overwhelmed about writing. They need writing prompts. Oh my gosh. You guys, we don't need to be writing those bougie journals. You can, but you can do this yourself. So generally speaking, I like to do it in maybe 3 or 4 paragraphs. General. The first paragraph is just an introduction, how I felt for the day. Was it good? Was it bad? Was it ugly? Just really my feelings. The second paragraph is, generally speaking, an actual overview of the day. What actually happened in the day? So the first paragraph, I feel terrible. I hate my life. And then what happened? Today, I don't know, I couldn't get gas. I don't know, something like that. So then I do that. And then I do more reflecting on how I felt about the actual event in the third paragraph. The fourth paragraph or so is really about anything I have looking forward, what's gonna happen next week, what's gonna happen later on in the week? What am I looking forward to? What am I afraid of? What's going on in general? And then I try to keep things as futuristic as possible, because I always have to look forward whenever I'm thinking and journaling and all that fun stuff. So that's why I recommend that you guys do that. But you guys, really, this is a book. I like to think of this as a book. It's something about you, so you can really create anything you want. In my opinion though, just write about your feelings and write about your day and write about how you felt in the day. Just start there. You don't have to write about, goals and stuff like that. This is a conversation that you have with yourself. It's really what it is. If you were to talk to yourself, what are some of the things that you would say? That's kind of what I want you to get at whenever you're journaling. And the last rule that I've created, that I've had established and I've created for myself, and I still do to this day, is I write like a tomorrow. So again, I'm a very future-oriented, goals-oriented person. So on Sundays, I will talk about what am I doing tomorrow? School, work, more things, people, jobs, Sex in the City. And then I'll do this week. What am I going to do for the entirety of the week? So I like to establish a dichotomy with those two. So I do recommend that you guys do that, because it's kind of cool for me to think about what I want my future to look like. And then lastly, y'all, is the timing. I personally like to journal at night because it keeps all my thoughts very fresh. I've done it in the morning. I'm actually doing it in the morning now. I don't like it. I like the nighttime much, much better, because it's just a way to clear my mind and wind myself down. And if I want to complain to somebody, I can do it here with my best friend. Yes, it's a book. My book is my best friend, all these empty pages. So that's what I recommend you guys do. So guys, I hope this was really helpful in getting you guys started with the concept of journaling. You all, journaling has helped me tremendously in my life, really establish how I feel. And it's also really, so people say it's great to go back, and I think it's more cringeworthy than anything else to go back into your journals, because, oh my gosh, especially when you're a teenager, anyway, neither here nor there. It's nice to just see the headspace that you were in at a certain amount of time, because in theory, your journal your journal's a reflection of yourself. So you always want to grow as your life grows. You want to mature and evolve. You want to evolve, and your journal should do the same. And if what you're reading reflects the same headspace that you're in for years, then the problem is you, boo-boo, not the people that you're writing about. Okay, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed that. Again, you all, a huge fan of the journal. It's amazing. If you guys have any questions for me, do not hesitate to let me know. We will chitty chat soon, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.